Hi guys, today is our week one of our coaching workshop. I wanted to talk a little bit about, how we need to overcome stress and find relief. So, the session's about losing control. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of a story. Many moons ago, I became a single mom and I felt the same as everyone else. I felt really stressed, really anxious. I felt I lost control of my life. I felt as if things weren't going the way they were meant to be. I didn't know how to cope. I felt so much fear, so much worry, so much anxiety that it was really scary. And I knew I had to find a way. So I had to go and get therapy for a long time. I then went back to university and did my second degree. So I have a degree in nursing, I did my second degree, and I have a master's in psychology. So I do know where all of you are coming from. I do know how it is. I do know how scary it is. I understand. And I'm hoping that you take this leap on this journey with me, and maybe we can find a path where you can learn how to cope as well. So, understanding your fears that lead to stress. Now, fear is an unpleasant emotion. It's caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. Fear is also a natural survival mechanism. So many humans have survived in the past. We either run away, or we stay and fight, or we simply freeze with fright. Fear, when you see something as a threat, such as when you have a health issue, or you're getting divorced, or in a bad relationship, or you're scared for your kids, lots of things, your body responds biochemically and emotionally to try and protect yourself. Now, most of us do feel fear at some point or the other. Our lives are complicated, and they result in that living in fear experience. Could be some past trauma, or when you lose control in different situations. We fear many things, from lack of money, redundancy, like I said before, illness, or fear of the unknown. But when it is added to the stress and it's exacerbated, you will find that you're releasing chemicals, mainly cortisol, in the brain, which will lead to an increased heart rate, rapid breathing, negative mind chatter. Living in a sustained state of fear creates disease within our bodies. And that's why you feel so down, so ill, so, out of control. That's the reason why I'm going to talk about, fear of gaining, a fear, and about how you're going to lose control and then gain control at the end of this program that we're doing together. Now, when you feel lose control, you are anxious. I say, in it's a light, not a darkness, that frightens us. Our fears mixed with worrying thoughts. That's not real. When you lose control, you have these emotional waves of suppression. You need to consider owning your feelings, gaining control. Why? Because admitting your fears is the first step to taking back control, getting your thoughts and your life back together. So when you reflect on this, and your decisions within you, they're based on your values and beliefs. So we all have choices, and depends on our experiences and responses, you make good or bad decisions. When you ignore that fear and focus on love instead, you will create a win-win situation inside. But remember, you need to love yourself first. Let your friends and family help you. Your choices that you make in your mind will determine the reality of your experience. Knowing that struggle is a natural part of human, your choice can make all the difference in your quality of life. Now, the philosophy of fears will lead to stress. It's that fear of the unknown, that thoughts going on inside you can lead to overwhelm. It can come in waves any time of day or night. I know, I've been there. That unknown factor, that it's like ebbing and flowing like a sea. Your mind will fill with panic. That panic, that's a strong feeling, can immobilize you, prevent you from thought or action. That anxiety, that intense feeling of fear, unease, intense worry leading to loss of control. That doubt is that feeling of uncertainty about things. that fear when you are stressed. Now, you fear losing control when you're stuck in those emotional waves of suppression. So it's time to consider owning your feelings, gaining control. Why? Because admitting your feelings, and you will take that first step. You will be stepping out of your comfort zone, but you know that it will lead to you feeling happier and more comfortable. Now, I call it do different to create that change you want. I call it the alphabet method. I'm going to, at the end of this past slide, explain that alphabet method to you because it enables to find the cause of your fear step by step, giving you that courage to do something different. This newfound skill will become a part of your new behavior, helps you achieve results you desire. Now, are you overestimating that threat? So, extreme stress and worry will cause your mind to become wary and vigilant because you don't know what's going on and your brain works over time. It responds differently when you're in that fear state or when you're in that gaining control state. So, you then will become vulnerable when you feel threatened. It'll affect you on so many levels. For example, you're getting a divorce or you're in a relationship, uh, some issues. But what are you worrying about? So I call it the four eyes because that implausible, you might overthink that threat, or improbable, where it's doubtful what you think will happen, or inconceivable, you've imagined the worst. That's true, but it's not. Impossible is that your fears will materialize. Now, I want to know that you're important. When your brain responds to it, that you can build a neural pathway to your mind and becoming mindfully aware of what you're reacting to or what's that cause of that threat. This is a conscious action that will bring that sense of calm, develop your inner strength and self esteem. Your behavior will start to banish that threat and the fear that comes with it. Below are some of the reactions to danger and fear. You might be catastrophizing, you might jump into conclusions with negative outcomes, or you might be overgeneralizing, those worsening of your thoughts and feelings that you cannot do anything right. You're overreacting, you're responding to something with an unnecessary emotion, or you're fortune telling, you're predicting a negative future. But that might never happen. Mind reading, you might believe that you know what the other person's thinking, but and it's not positive. But is that true? So you need to consider whether your fears are valid, whether you have exaggerated them in your mind. Ask yourself, what is the benefit of beating yourself with that fearful drum? I would suggest that you do not let your fears consume you. When fear consumes you, easy to lose control. So first thing to understand is awaken your awareness of its impact on you. So you can face a fear head on. So my zaps are fear's not real. Awareness creates change. You can change the way you think. You can change your response and your behavior. If your choices make all the difference to that quality of life, so make those good choices. And breathing helps you connect from within and calm you down. Now, I want you guys to prepare for new beginnings. It's like we tell people stories about our lives. Our mood, our perspective, our mindset will determine whether you're a hero or you're a victim in that story. So, awareness will create that change. You can change the way you think and you can change that response to that behavior. Your choices will make all the difference in your quality of life. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about that alphabet method. So, in the alphabet method, what are we talking about? So, A is be alert to your triggers. To find that cause of your fear step by step, giving you that courage to do something different. So, be alert to your triggers, recognize them. B is take a breath, breathe deeply. During our sessions, teaching you that 7 to 11 breathing, like breathe in to 7, breathe out to 11. Slowly to that count. What's causing you to be stressed? What are those circulating thoughts that are saying to you? And how are those thoughts affecting you? So, is that a physical sensation you're noticing in your body? Or where is that focus of attention coming from? Are these thoughts D's? Dispute them, challenge them. Are these thoughts real? What advice would you give a friend if they were in that same situation? Are you giving too much energy to that negative thought? What are the consequences for your thought? And E is practice what works, put all these thoughts down in a diary, So I'd like you to now try this. Write your thoughts down on a separate piece of paper and work through all of these patterns that you have been experiencing and you have been faced with and the challenges. So, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Bye for now.